Thanks, masters who have joined directly, or those who are, later watching the recording. Both ways, you're welcome.
Sir, I became a little lazy, and by this weekend, I'm going to catch up on all the recordings, and I'm going to post it in the YouTube because from the last 2-3 weeks, I don't wanted to say that busy and all that stuff, but it's my laziness. I did not do it, but I will do it. I promise that I'm going to do all the catch up by this weekend.
Okay, that's already you've given a good gift at the beginning of the session, Ashokji. I have a small suggestion. I'll message you directly to reduce the manual effort for recording posting.
Okay, sir. Yeah, sure.
And
permission, sir. Namaskaram, sir.
Namaskaram, sir. So today, as we are talking about, we started with Panchbhutas and continuing with the doshas. So Tridosha, we will now take the third one. So in the previous one, we talked about Vata, we talked about Kapha, and today we'll talk about Pitta. So let me share my screen and we'll see that how these can impact us, our body, our functioning of different elements, different part of the body, different function which are impacted by these. So if we understand this, we can work on our lifestyle, we can work on our planning what we want to do in terms of, how you want to lead your life. So we'll recap a little bit in case if, somebody has missed the previous 2 sessions, so you'll be able to connect. So when we talk of 3 doshas, they are the basic concept when you talk in terms of Ayurveda. They are basically 3 energetic forces. They are the force behind, you can say, everything what's happening around us in the universe in a different way. They control the activities, not only physical element, but mental, intellectual, all elements. So how individually, we work, but functionally these energy are the same, but within an individual, the combination of these can differ. So if we have our daily routine, our lifestyle, which is in line with nature or universe, then you can say you are in harmony with the universe. So you will stay in balance. Your life will be in balance with nature. You will feel more energetic, more productive, satisfactory in terms of your spirituality, or even if it is materialistic world, doesn't matter. You will do better. And you will do better because physically, emotionally, mentally, you are doing better. If we do all that, it is needless to say that the stress will go down in our life. And if the stress goes down, it is more enjoyable. You will enjoy your family life better. You will enjoy your work or business, whatever that may be, your neighbors. Everything comes totally the way you want. So that is the most important thing to understand, because these 3 doshas, it means what changes, means they are dynamic, they are not static, and they are governing not just us as a human being, but the whole cosmos, the whole universe. They are impacting the planets, the whole Milky Way, and the universes, all other, the bodies or different elements that you have as a part of the universe. Now, dosha, yes, it does mean error or mistake. And these 3 are in dynamic balance, and the whole question is maintaining the balance between 3. 3 means 3, so they are Vata, Pitta, Kapha, and that's the entire, you can say, the balancing act. Now, Panchbhutas, they have, out of the 5 Panchbhutas, different ones are associated with different Tridoshas. So we looked into Vata, where Akash and Vayu is a combination. We looked into Kapha, where earth and water is in combination, and Pitha, which we will go in detail today, is the fire and water. And the combination means there is a mix. So this is the balancing act. If the percentage of one versus the other goes up, what happens, how it impacts, or between the three doshas, if their percentages goes up and down, then what happens? So 3 basic functions, if you really see in the way the 3 doshas are managing. So Vata is the first one, where you have the input-output combination. You have input, and there will be some output, some waste created, which will be excreted. Between this input and output, there is a transformation, and that's where Pitta comes into place. So Pitta is doing that transformation. Now, you have taken something, you have transformed something. Is it that you have to use that right away? Well, that's where Kapha comes, because Kapha is the storage. It's like battery. It's not that you have to use right away. You can have that energy and can be used later on. So such a beautiful mechanism the universe has built for us. Now, what is Tridhatu or Tridosha? Because why we are calling dosha? Dosha is error, mistake. And that is because if you are out of sync, if you are out of balance, then it creates dosha. But when you are synchronized to the universe, then it is Tridhatu. That means you are in line, then no issue. And that's what in our today's lifestyle, it is very difficult that every time we stay aligned unless you consciously make effort. So now we can look into Pitta dosha in detail, that, okay, if we are talking about Pitta dosha, what is it that we are talking about? So when we talk of Pitta dosha, this is first of all the governing force in the cosmos. So it's not just us, the plant kingdom, animal kingdom, the entire cosmos we are talking, where all the planets, this huge entity, or a cell in our body, which is the tiniest one, covers it all. So size doesn't matter, functioning is same, principle is same. What it is doing, it's converting raw energy into a usable form. That is the fundamental principle, what is going on behind. And when you are transforming, like for example, food is getting transformed into digestive juices. In summer, you will see heat and evaporation. From seed, the water gets evaporated and then transformed into rain. It comes back again. So these are the different principles or examples you will see, but doesn't matter whether we look at in our life or others. The universe level transformation is the fundamental part. What type of transformation may vary, and it is connected to sattva. So functioning wise, when we look at, then this is connected to the digestion, metabolism, your vision, hunger, thirst, ignorance, our aura. We talk of memory sometimes, the retention aspect of the memory, because you can have different aspects. Courage, bravery, fear, anger, maintaining the body temperature. And we'll look into the subtype and we will see why certain elements belongs to this one. So you see so many different elements. And in the last session, as we saw, that there could be 40 different issues that can originate in our body because of Pitta. So, sorry, kapha, I think there's a typo on this. So if we see in the Pitta dosha, we will see that where is the location? And sorry, I think some typos from the previous PowerPoint. So when we are looking into this, where is the location of this? Then location is the navel point. And again, it is not just one location. So if we say, because it is, doesn't matter, it's Pitta dosha or any, it's not just limited to one. So navel point, navi we call it, sweat, blood, skin, eyes. Now, different elements, and we'll go when subtype, then we will see more in detail. But what happens when it increases? So what will happen if Pitta dosha increases? What changes you may see? Too much consumption of raw sources, because what's happening, it is going up, it is transforming, it is taking the input and transforming. You may exhaust the stored energy too quickly, or the end product may not be in accordance with the body. So more does not mean always better. And that's why the balance, again, when we talk of Tridosha, we are again and again talking about balance, because if it is too high or too low, both the cases not good. Now, what kind of symptoms you may see when we are talking about that, okay, I have some issue. How do I know it is Pitta dosha? So if it is going up, some symptoms could be yellow color, your urine, in your eye, the skin, or your stool, you will see the change in color. Increase in hunger, your appetite, thirst. You may see the change in the heat, which may create the burning sensation throughout the body. You may be desiring for a cool environment and cooler diet, because again, it's heat which is increasing. Now, how do we know if Pitta dosha is lower? So if it is decreasing, that means you have lower in the combination, then you may expect the opposite. So the transformation process will be disturbed. So what will happen when this transformation process is disturbed? Because leading to unusable end products, leading to toxin. That means the toxin level may go up. Your metabolism may reduce, which may impact the physical or mental growth. Symptoms: you may find the body temperature to be lower. You may find the lower gastric fire or appetite, because it is related or linked to the digestion. That's where the fire comes into play, the energy. Your mobility may be decreased. You may feel cold, feeling different kind of pain all over the body, right? So aversion to food or indigestion, there are many different ways. The body will tell you, body will give you indication. Now, if you're feeling cold, does not mean that automatically you're going to say, okay, my pitta level is going down. Any of these symptoms, it's not that the moment you have this and we jump into any conclusion. As we said before, these are the symptoms, we keep it in mind, and as your understanding of the functioning of your body improves, you can connect the dots. You can say, okay, this may be the symptom. Let me check one more way. And then, of course, you will see which way it is leading. Now, what are the subtypes of Pitta dosha? So when we look into subtypes of Pitta dosha, again, 5, same as the other 2. Which are these? Sadhak Pitta, Alochak Pitta, Pachak, and as we were talking about, the digestion and all that, Brajak Pitta and Ranjak. We will see one at a time. What are these? What are their functioning and how they impact? Again, just like Kapha and Vita, Pitta also has 5, and they are all having different functioning. So sometimes they are referred as Agni because the form of fire, and that's why you will see the digestion comes again and again when we are talking about Pitta. And they provide or promote heat at some level. Again, because it is digestion, and that's why it is linked to that. So if we are looking at Sadhak, the first one, where is it coming from? From root Sadh, which has the meaning to accomplish, to realize. So again, this is referring to the fire that determines what is the truth or the reality. So its movement is just like pranavayu, inward movement, and it's located in the heart or brain. If you recall, we talked about the neurons before that. Of course, brain has neurons, but even heart has about 40,000 neurons. So that's why this brain or the mind is, sometimes we say, oh, you don't use your heart or don't use your brain. Like, depends whether you think emotionally or logically. So it's location-wise, you have both heart and the brain. Function through the nervous system and your senses. And that's why, when we were talking, you could see the skin, the eyes, and those senses. And it gives fire and digestive capacity to the brain and the senses. So what happens when impaired? You can suffer from lack of clarity. Again, it is impacting your thinking or the brain power. Confusion, delusion, and you cannot differentiate between the fantasy and the reality. And that's where it impacts the brain. Of course, heart as well. So, because it is connected with our mental energy, so it's kind of governing the digestion of impression, your ideas, your beliefs, intelligent function, those are getting impacted. So on the higher level where it is impacting the spiritual goal of liberation, on the lower level, it's impacting the worldly goals of pleasure, wealth, prestige. So you can see how this one, sadhak, specifically it's going towards your brain, your heart. And if we look at alochak pitta, it's coming from the word loch, which means eye. Means fire that governs visual, your perception. The connection to the eye is important. The way you are digesting, your eyes means the light goes in your eyes, the eye sees whatever is in front of you, around you, connected to your deeper intelligence. So this is what is digesting. The information is coming when you look at any object, reflection and all that internal mechanism that makes us or enable us to see things around us. So it's responsible for the reception and digestion in a way, if you see, of the light from the external world. So this is what makes us see. And if when impaired, we suffer from the failure of vision or eye-related diseases. So alochak is, you can see how heavily it is connected to the eye. That's where the name is also coming from. So we saw sadak, brain and heart, alochak, eye. Now let's look into pachak. So what happens in this case? Pachak means to digest. I mean, the name itself, instantly tell us pachak or pachan shakti. So this digestion means it is that energy which is supporting digestion, located in the small intestine. It is governing the power of digestion. So from this pitha, we get the bile salt, the acid that is digesting our food. It maintains body temperature and helps maintaining the power of circulation as well. If impaired, it will impact digestion. That means you will have digestive issues. Again, from the name itself, from the functioning, now you see how they are related. Very well defined functioning. So if it is high, you may get ulcer or hyperacidity. And if it is low, you may have poor absorption. Your digestive power may be low, body heat may be low, because you are lacking that heat, the digestive power. And this one, pachak, is a very important pitha, very important one, Tridosha part that we look at when you are identifying what is wrong with the person and which one to tackle first. This one is responsible for building up of our tissues and destroying any pathogen that have entered the body with food. Again, part of digestive thing, taking care of that. So of course you can imagine, keeping you healthy. It's not just immune system. So it's all part of that. Now, if we go to the next, Ranjak pitha. This one is originating from the root braj, meaning to shine. So it is that fire that governs luster, which is shining, or complexion. When we are talking of complexion, so it indicates the location is in the skin. So this pitha located in the skin, it maintains our complexion, the color of skin. It governs our digestion of warmth or heat and sunlight that we are absorbing through skin. So directly connected to skin, connected to complexion. You're receiving the heat absorption through your skin. And it's also involved in the process of circulation and the motion of the moving the energy is outward. So you could see, just like we saw in meridian, some are inward, some are outward, like we saw up and down movement. And now this one is so much connected to skin. Of course, then all the issues with it, the absorption, the light, complexion, colors of your skin and tone, and all this is related to it. So through it, you are diffusing or dispersing the heat. So it's natural to say when this increases, it can cause sweating and all those kind of issues. So if we look at the fifth one, which is Ranjak, this subtype with originating from Ranjan means color. This is that form of fire which imparts color. Now, location, this one located in liver, spleen, stomach, and small intestine. It gives color to your blood, to bile, stool. Its function is to give warmth in your blood and the circulation or circulatory system. It's a downward moving energy, and it can promote or purge toxins. So you can imagine if this functioning gets disturbed, amount or level of toxins in the body get disturbed. Certainly, you don't want higher toxins in your body. So as we look through each of these subdosha, we're looking at pitha, but when we look at these subtypes, they are individually connected to a different functioning, different part of the body. And it's like, the different level of government. It's not just one government governing the whole body, but you have different levels and different elements. And so beautifully, they are working together, they are helping each other. So what happens here? If we understand this, it's easy to see where the issue could be. If digestion is an issue, if skin is an issue, if eye is an issue, now you know immediately which Tridosha to look at, and within that Tridosha, which subtype to look at. Different food items, different lifestyle factors, different yoga, different ways you can work on this. Depending, it's up or down. So you want to manage, you want to bring it to the optimum level. So for each type, it's a difference. So we are not going to that detail because obviously it is not straightforward thing. And the best is to go and, take help of a master who's very good in these three doshas, Ayurveda, any of those doctors or person who's, olden time used to have Ved, they will just feel your nadi. There's an instrument, Nadi Pariksha, and you can use that one to give you Tridosha, where it is, which one is, out of balance. And you can see what could be that is kind of bothering you, disturbing you. And by looking into this, you can make appropriate changes. Sometimes as simple as just your, dietary part. You can change your diet and you can impact the dosha and fix it rather than going after allopathy and, medicine after medicine. So masters, this is the third part of our Tridosha. So we have already looked into the other two, and today we have seen the Pitta as well. So this way, all the three doshas we have covered, and I hope combining these three, it should be easier for you to understand your body, communicate with the body, or at least listen to the body. Because body tells us, sometimes we are too busy. Sometimes we don't listen to the body. But once we start understanding how the body is giving us indication, then it may be much easier for us to respect that communication, make it two-way communication. And you can live happily because, you know what your body is telling you before it gets too big. You can work on it, or you can manage, or, bring it down. So masters, if you have any question, related to today's topic, or if you want to share your own experience about this topic. So yeah, please feel free to unmute yourself and go ahead. You can raise your hand, or you can.
Yeah, Gaurav sir, it seems that there is no hand raises. You can start the meditation class, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if there is no question or no sharing, then we'll get into meditation. So masters, let's relax our body. You close our eyes. First, we'll slow down our brain waves by deep breathing. We'll do 7 cycles. Those who know Anulom Vilom, you can do that without a pause. Otherwise, exhale slowly. Take as much time as comfortable to you. And then inhale slowly. Again, whatever is comfortable to you. We'll do 7 cycles. So inhale, exhale, 1 cycle. And this way, slow breathing 7 times. Eyes closed. And please maintain a gentle smile on your face. Now, as you complete your cycle, please start breathing normally. After relaxing our mind, let's relax our body. So relax your face, your neck, your shoulders. Ensure there is no stress or no stretching. Similarly, relax your back. So keep your spine straight but absolutely relaxed. Relax your hands and legs and keep them in cross posture. So this way, now our mind and our body both are relaxed. Before we get into deep meditation, let's place our affirmation in our subconscious mind. So let's feel the emotion that you would feel when your affirmation has come true. So imagine as if your affirmation has come true. So feel the feeling, how you would feel. Now, let's get into deep meditation. So no more thoughts, no emotions, no feelings. Let's start observing our breath. In a very relaxed posture. We are sitting with our mind and body relaxed. And keep observing your breath. As you inhale, as you exhale. It is normal that you may have some thoughts during meditation. Just ignore. When you ignore, it just flies away. Masters, as you inhale, you take lots of cosmic energy, which helps you in healing you. And with every exhale, you are letting lots of toxin go out of your body. Any toxin that goes out of your body helps you maintain your normal, natural, soft breath. Absolute normal inhale and exhale. Masters, let's rub our palms together. Place the fingers on your eyes for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Slowly, very slowly, open your eyes. Come to your normal self. Slowly open your eyes. Come to your normal self. Thanks, Masters, for joining and making it a group session.
Thank you, Gaurav sir. And Masters, if anybody wants to raise your hand, please raise your hand and ask a question to Gaurav sir. Okay, it seems that no one has any questions, and we're if we don't have anything, then I would like to close the session.